buttons.
Yay, Ghost of Saltmarsh, session 2. I checked like 4 times. Yeah, it's session 2. It's been a while. I feel like it's been forever that we've
Yeah.
been waiting with bated breath and spiders and whatnot. But everybody's has their internet figured out. They've survived the storms in various parts of the country. They have survived stupid work expeditions that refuse to let them have fun, and we are back. Us.
With spiders.
Spiders. Now with spiders. Okay, so
Now with
welcome.
more spiders.
Well, I mean, you have more spiders. You've got a bunch already, Merketta, so, you know. But before we get into this combat, which is currently underway, Cabby, I'm assuming that you kind of inspected this unseen servant progress right before Merketta opened the door.
I don't really remember what I was doing, so that seemed thematically appropriate. Like, I think Ryu was dealing with centipedes, and other people were exploring, and Cabby, it has to give instructions to his unseen servant, so if it was done, it wouldn't know, so he kind of like did a little peeky peek, and apparently percepted something.
You sure did percepted. You were pretty astute checking on the progress. Maybe your unseen servant had been slacking prior, because you got spider eyes. You're looking around at all the good work that your unseen servant has done. It is a very toxic looking room, and the floorboards don't look much better than they did before. However, now, a pile of what you thought was a bunch of mold looks to be a set of stairs heading down. And it looks like that, even though it was covered in mold, it looks like it is a little bit fresher wood. It could be deceiving, but it is a darker shade, the wood that is in front of you. But there are stairs heading down for sure. But let's get back to really going on. Tobias, you cracked open a doorway, and then you heard a scream of spiders as Merketta investigated a room. Things are happening, and the things that are happening are going to start with Neil. You're right next to Merketta. What are you doing?
Kind of. She would hear the scream and just kind of poke her head around. And seeing the spiders, she'd eep as loud as Merketta, quickly grabbing one of the bottles from her bag, and no, there's more spiders, more creeper crawlies. Help! And she's gonna throw a firebolt at one of them. I guess this one down here.
Oh, yeah, that's a heck of a firebolt. All right. You got it. And that swarm of spiders maybe collectively hisses in response. You got anything else you're gonna do besides lighten up some spiders?
Eep! And quickly run back around the corner, shouting at Cabby and Ryu. Spiders! Merketta! Other room! Help!
Alright, you squeal in and squeal out after lighting stuff on fire. Tobias, you hear shrieks. What are you doing?
I'm gonna walk around the corner. 5. Where is this door to this room?
The door to the room that you're in front of?
No, the one that Merketta's in.
Right here.
Okay. I'm just blind. I can't occupy that space that Merketta's in, so...
You can get in the doorway. I mean, I assume the door's been left open by Samel and Merketta.
I would hope so. Otherwise, they're trapped in a room with spiders.
You know those old houses. They never build them big enough.
True. Now, if I move there, is it going to provoke attack of opportunity from that guy?
Nah, they're cool, but they can't get you through walls. And Merketta's kind of blocking you, so you're good.
Wonderful. The guys that are right there. Hand axes of 1, 2. Where is... And I never did set up the offhand. So... 1 smack. Nope. Offhand doesn't get proficiency to... Or is it not...
No proficiency to damage.
Okay, so no
Or
strength.
sorry, no ability to damage. No ability to damage.
Okay, so that would be 4 damage.
Right. Yep. You missed the first one, maybe worried about hitting Merketta, but the second one definitely lands. And yeah, you squash a spider or two. But they are still kicking. They are surrounding both of you now. They kind of turn towards you as you hit them. Anything else that you're doing?
That was movement action, bonus action. I'm good.
Gosh. I'm just gonna a hot sec
All good.
out here. There you go. Let's just pretend the spiders are there. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Ryu, you're dealing with pinchers and whatnots, and maybe tending to your injuries a little bit up there, but you hear some shrieking and you hear some fire and some axing.
Hey, folks, what's going on down there? Can she get past Cabby or no?
Oh yeah, you can get past Cabby to move past.
All right, so she's going to move in there. I think she's got enough movement for that. And then she's gonna use a bonus action, shillelagh her staff, and she's gonna attack that spider that's right there. If she can do that, or does she need to be inside the room?
No, let's just say the door is open. You can reach. You're going for the one below. Merketta, right down here.
Sorry, could you say that one more time? For some reason, my headphones just decided to die.
That's cool. You're going for the one down here, correct? Yeah, you can get in there. You can get in there to hit it. Am I coming?
I hear
Yes,
you.
you are.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're good for me.
Did we lose a Jill?
Okay, so sorry. I also had my Discord settings messed up. Sorry, is she allowed to attack that spider right there with her staff?
Yes, you can attack this one down here. Yep.
Despite all the spiders, this combat is not web enabled. So, sorry.
I thought you were gonna go for a rat in a cage kind of.
Oh.
No, there aren't any rats though. It's just spiders.
Foreshadowing.
Oof. That
Something
would have
about
been a
that-
good hit.
Something about that door. That door just messed up. Ryu's swing and a miss there. Maybe there's just too many people. Merketta, everybody's just so concerned about hitting you. Maybe. Not sure.
And
All right. So Ryu is.
I mean, there's plenty of dice. They're just not being kind.
Yeah. All right. So Ryu, swing and a miss, and you're dealing with the issue of the door and the doorway and what's going on. There's lots of people in this room. That brings us up to Merketta. What are you doing?
I'm probably going to do the boring thing and disengage. Fuck off.
All right. What
back
does
up
disengaged
here.
look like exactly? Pulling spider webs off of you, or are you just running screaming? Are you scared of spiders?
No, I'm scared of getting eaten by a thing. So I'm all tiny. There are a lot of things that are big enough to eat me. Even a lot of small things are big enough to eat me.
It's just a little bite, though. Okay, but okay.
Anyway, I disengage. I fuck off.
That you do.
And that's my turn.
Okay. All right, Merketta runs out the door past Ryu, leaving Tobias and Ryu. And Samel, you're in the hallway, correct?
Yeah, she ran up and then to the right.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're hanging out by the window, just kind of like, there's stuff going on out there. And as you kind of see all this happen, people running out of the room, people running into the room. Cabby, what are you doing?
So Cabby like pull his face out of the room with all the mold, so he's got like a nice green patina going on over his forehead and cheeks. And he'll realize what's going on and sort of run down here. And as he's running, he just sort of belly flops on the ground and yells, "Jump!" And whether or not anyone does, he will blast an Eldritch Blast sort of across the floor wall, try and get like the piles of them that are going on. And perhaps he will hit some. Aiming for the southernish ones, because I think those are the ones he can see on that angle through that doorway.
You got it. Yeah, the doorway's not too large, and two of you are trying to squeak in. So, yeah, you definitely hit that that pile, and you do some damage for sure.
And then as a bonus action, he will do nothing.
Okay.
Yes, as a bonus action, he will do nothing. Okay.
Okay. Oh, wind up, a big deep breath, maybe, or not.
And he forgot how his spells worked. So.
Okay. He's like, I feel like I should be able to do more, but no. And that will bring up swarm of spiders. They've been hurt and they don't like that, so they're gonna attack some things that tried to swing at them. The bottom spiders are going to attack the blue thing that swung a stick at them. If actually, yay, it rolled properly.
Do they have more than half their HP?
Have exactly half.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Not more than.
not more than. There's no exactly. If they have exactly. But I think that misses anyway. For Jill.
Yes. It's 13, so that does miss.
Okay, and then this swarm up here is closest to this dark and broody character. Try and take light out of you.
Yeah, that will definitely hurt.
All right, so you
So
maybe get
many
some
little bites.
crawling up your pant legs and biting at your ankles as they work their way on over. And that brings us to round 2. Samel, your friends are blocking the doorway. You've heard maybe some. I don't know. Does Tobias make a noise when he gets injured?
He's most likely like frantically trying to scrape them off of him,
Okay.
like with the haft of one of his hand axes.
Well, that's not dangerous at all.
It's
All right.
the haft. It's not the blade.
But holding the blade in your hand is totally reasonable. But it's getting crowded in this hallway. Samel, what are you up to?
She's gonna poke her head around the corner and I can't see anything. I can't really help right now, but she'll just hold a firebolt to shoot any spiders if she's able to see them. That's really all she can do right now.
Okay. You hold a firebolt in your hand, ready to go if you see any spiders. All right. That brings up Tobias. Scraping?
Scraping. You can see that he's getting a bit angry at all of these spiders because they hurt.
Do.
And so as a bonus action, going to rage.
Guessing I wouldn't like you when you're angry.
Let's hope these spiders don't like him when he's angry. Because he sure as hell doesn't like them. So we're going to go with a swing.
That swing done swung. Yeah.
Basically, he gets tired of trying to use the handle of the hand axe, just flips it around and just runs the blade like down his leg. Just basically precision slice.
All right. Give me a d20 real quick.
Will do.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So the section of your leg that had all the spiders on it is now silky smooth. Anything else?
I used my bonus action, so no.
Alrighty. Silky smooth legs. Ryu, what are you doing?
I have 1 cure wounds left, and I'm wondering if I should use that on Tobias or if we should wait for a short rest. But she might cure wounds and move out of the way after she heals Tobias, if that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
That's nice.
Good
All right,
heal.
so that's healing, and she's going to move out of the way because she's a bit low herself.
All right. So you definitely cure wounds is touch. Yeah, okay. So you had to get in there to touch Tobias, and you had to get out of there. So you're in the room at least once. I'm going to give you 1 attack of opportunity from one of the swarms cuz you can't get in there and not get away unscathed. And I think the ones that are swiping at you before is going to try and nibble. 16?
Ooh. Come on, high armor
That
class.
hurts. I am down.
No!
All right, Ryu, you managed to get out the door and maybe just kind of slumped right just place you right outside the door, slumped down after healing Tobias. Tobias, the door is open. You can see what had happened. Merketta, you see a slumped Ryu on the floor in front of you. Right. Tobias, you feel much better.
Yeah, and Tobias is just kind of pauses for a moment, stares a little bewildered at Ryu, running in, giving him a quick, like, you got this kind of pat on the shoulder is what I'm thinking, and then running out and then immediately getting, like, jumped all over by spiders. And then, for comedic effect, I like to think kind of just, like, face planting against the wall across the side of the hallway.
She definitely gave a thumbs up right before passing out and face planting.
Everything's fine. All right, Merketta, what are you doing? Stuff's going on down there.
Well, there is an unconscious person in front of me, yes? Presumably sort of bleeding out a little bit?
Yes, probably not directly in front of you, just kind of laying, probably diagonal in the small hallway here. But yeah, you can see Ryu.
Okay. I've bonded with Ryu. I would need to at least try to pick her up. I'm not very good at this. Sorry if I hurt more. I hurt more.
All right, so you attempt to pick Ryu up, patch her up, try and figure out what happened.
Stabilize. Yes,
Yeah.
But
You end up just kind of maybe wiping some dead spiders off as they skitter back towards the room. You don't think you did much of anything helpful. Anything else you'd like to do?
Step over her and get back towards the fight.
Okay. All right. Do you have any bonus actions or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So you essentially pat Ryu and then step over her body towards the room. All right, Cabby. You see
Quick
all
question.
this.
With the Cabby on the floor and only having a halfling in between me and the spiders, would Samel have been able to see some of them?
Yeah, let's say you can take a shot at some of the ones that crawled off and tried to go back into the room from Ryu. You can take your shot.
Cool.
Yeah, you got it. You sizzle a couple of the ones and you hear it, and they like shrivel up right in the doorway next to Merketta.
Gross.
All right, Cabby, as you dodge a firebolt by your head, and you see Ryu in front of you and Merketta. What's going on?
So I think Cabby actually looks weirdly comfortable with this situation. Like he's down, he's aimed, he's shooting, things are shooting past him, but like there's no flinch when the firebolt goes past. On his right shoulder, that little raven looking mechanism launches itself across, kind of weaves between Merketta and down to Ryu, and tries to do a little bit of medicining help with its action to stabilize Ryu. And it does not help. Servants of the Raven Queen, big fans of bloodletting. So it's poking its beak at like the little swollen spots where the spider bites are, so that now there's a little more blood. That's not going well. Cabby sort of sees this, grunts, and then kind of combat crawls down past Merketta to Ryu to try and help out as well. We'll try and
Samel can
stabilize.
stabilize, so she has a healing kit.
Okay. So, Samel, as you start to say that, Cabby will be like, "Oh," and then combat crawl back, and, and then take a shot at the spiders. So
I think
spiders.
that more as you probably know her as a healer, so she has shown that she has it on her.
Good combat crawl back, and then Eldritch Blast at the southern spiders. Cabby, plop.
There's too much crawling. He got distracted. Couldn't aim quite properly.
Out of position.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, all that crawling.
We need to determine who's taking what responsibility. I am obviously not the medic.
Said in the robotic Cabby voice.
Medic.
All right. Anything else, Cabby? Tried
That's
your
it.
Hardest.
I did try.
For you have been patted and poked.
Star will hang out down here by Ryu.
Okay. Does Star actually fly like a mechanical bird fly, or
Star
weird
flies
hover?
Mechanically, Star flies like a raven. I kind of like the hover idea. So if you're willing to allow, I would be happy that Star's got a really weird look to it, where instead of like flapping, it's just like rotary wings underneath its wing, like three feathers that spin.
Yeah, we'll talk like those helicopters.
It's a quadcopter drone.
Quadcopter drone.
Yeah, I mean, mechanically, if that becomes an issue later, we'll talk about it. But yeah, no, that looks great and not totally natural.
It's 100% natural. This is how Star.
And is Star metal too?
Star is tin and leather, so it's a little more polished brass because it was part of the epaulets, so it's got the kind of fanciness to his outfit, so a little extra polish up there.
Yeah.
But now Cabby looks a little lopsided because his right side is missing kind of the raven motif, and you can see that his shoulder has like got a significant dip in it, like further down than someone with a collarbone should be able to have a dip in their shoulder.
Okay. Got a strange notch in your shoulder. All right. Okay, so Star stays by Ryu. That brings up the swarm of spiders. Let's start with the ones on the bottom. They have been bruised pretty badly. I would even say significantly badly, but they're going to start... The door's open now, so they're going to start making their way downtown, walking fast and trying to hit a Merketta. $12?
No. Yes.
Defense.
All right. That swarm seems to be spilling out and getting distracted. But this swarm, they know what they're doing. They're going for that shiny leg spot again. Maybe on the other leg this time to see if they can get the other one. And they don't. Maybe they slide down that slick leg. As we move into the next round of combat, you guys kind of start to hear outside. There seems to be a storm a-brewing. You hear that wind that you heard on your walk to the house start to pick up, and you hear rain falling against that window, Samel. What are you up to?
Seeing Ryu go down, she's immediately going to just kind of hop over Cabby if Cabby's still on the ground, and just kind of shuffle sidestep past Merketta. Oh, sorry. And she's gonna quickly kneel down next to Ryu, pull out her healer's kit, and expend one charge to stabilize her.
Yeah, absolutely. Samel, I feel like your healer's kit might look a little different. What does your healer's kit look like?
Yeah, it is. There's some bandages like with most kits, but it's mostly a bunch of different tinctures and whatnot. She takes one out to pour over the bites to kind of clot the blood so it's no longer leaking out, and then another one she pours down her throat to stop any internal bleeding.
Gotcha. Yeah, you pull out one of your reliables. There's no mistaking this color. Not anything at all like your, potions from before. You're sure this is healing. And you pour it down, and Ryu is stabilized. Anything else you're doing with your turn?
No, I don't have any bonus actions.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
Ryu, you're stabilized. As we move over to Tobias, you've got some more spideys crawling on your legs, but they can't seem to make it up that slick tree trunk. What are you doing?
We're gonna give them a good 1-2 chop, see if can cut them up. Make some spider salad.
Extra legs.
Yep. So 1.
Yeah.
Good chop. And 2, which misses.
Yes, but you did get some spider legs in your salad. Maybe you can, strap those on and make it look like you still have hair on there. But those are effective. Gross.
I mean, savage.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Anything else you're doing, Tobias?
You know what? Those spiders down at the bottom seem real keen on attacking people outside the door. He's going to get up into their space.
Okay.
To try to give them someone else to bite, because from what he's seen, others can't take the bites as well.
Got it. And I apologize for the smallness of this map. I am going to move you so you're in between both, and it's still technically 5 feet. Apologize. I just want to be able to do stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, all right. Anything else with your turn? You're taking up more space. Good for you.
Yeah. Presenting a bigger target, since Merketta is quite small.
Indeed. Bigger target.
May be a bit harder to hit.
All right. That brings us to Ryu.
There's not much I can do. I'm still unconscious, just stable, right?
Yep, you feel better. You feel maybe grateful towards something or someone. Hear a weird buzzing, I guess, over here. But you are just kind of unconscious.
Yeah, if she was conscious, she would be super, super grateful for everyone trying to stabilize her. But yeah, I don't think I have anything for my turn, so that's all.
Alrighty, that brings us to Merketta. Some stuff has gone on. You see Tobias kind of taking up more space in that room. You feel like Ryu is in a safe place now. What are you up to?
I'm gonna retune my Zappy Zap glove and thrust it into a swarm of spiders. Well, shit.
Yeah. That glove maybe is short-circuiting? That's what you grabbed, right? The
Yeah.
cool glove you got? Yeah, maybe you see a couple sparks zapping off of it, and it just isn't quite working like you expected. Anything else?
No.
I know, level 1 sucks for both. All
Can
right.
we stop being fancy and actually try to smash these things?
All right, Merketta, staying put, trying to figure out what's going on with that glove.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cabby.
Almost obsessively trying to figure out what's going on with the glove.
I love your character's icon with the one eye closed and the other one wide open. Like, what the fuck? All right, Cabby, you see Merketta's glove malfunctioning. What are you doing?
So as Tobias is like calling out instructions, he's like, "You got it, boss!" And he fires off another Eldritch Blast, kind of trying to take out those spiders to the south again, and
Yeah.
maybe get a
You
few.
definitely hit some of the spiders, and you start to disperse them. They're rethinking their plot of leaving the room, but they are still tickety-ticketing all around.
And then he's going to hold up a couple of little stones in his other palm. Star's going to fly by, and more on point with what Tobias has asked for. Star's just going to fly over and drop a stone on the spiders. Fortunately, it's a magic stone, so it may squish them a little harder. So I think Star will like get up in like there, except inside the room. And then magic stone. Wah-bah! Good job.
Magic stone. And describe that again. Is that Star just dropping a stone?
So Star basically flies by, picks up one of the stones that Cabby's enchanted, takes it over, and then sort of like whip its head, and the stone just rockets down at the ground and like squishes a bunch of spiders.
You got it. Which spider section are you squishing in particular?
I think we're still aiming for the southerner spiders.
Yeah, the southerners. You got it. And they look like
southern spiders.
they look very hurt by that stone. You managed to roll it maybe on a few extras. There's only a couple of spiders left.
And that is action, bonus action, and still staying in our crouched prone position, firing from a stabilized point.
All right. That brings up the swarm of spiders, not happy with what's been going on. And instead of going out the doorway, they're thinking, well, there's something in here. Let's just attack the big thing that's in here. The bottom swarm is going to attempt to nibble on Tobias.
Yeah.
Okay, the old
That'll
saying, the smaller the swarm, the hungrier the spiders. Yeah, so they get some sustenance, less of them to feed now, and the next group also does the same.
Tobias, no! Oh, thank goodness. I thought that crit was on the other side.
They've not been fed in years, apparently, and your leg looks, glossy and delicious or something. Alright. So that brings us up to Samel. Samel, you've stabilized Ryu. What are you up to? You hear Tobias taking bites.
Oh, you little fuckers. Probably some banging around.
There is I can't really see any way for her to even get into the room at this point.
I mean, you could dive into the room, but that would not be smart.
No, that would not.
Could you stand here and shoot that way? Are the doorways lined up that way? Sin?
I think the doorway is...
Sorry, what was that?
Could if
Square.
you were standing in this space and looking this way, could you shoot doorway to doorway?
Oh, like be in the other room? Yeah, if you open up this doorway and open up this room and go inside there, yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I think Samil will do that. I didn't notice the door was there.
Yeah, that was me. I was zooming super close in to try and figure out where the doors were.
Samil will quickly dart around. Ryu should be fine. She'll be up
I would
there.
say with that, they probably have a slight bonus to their AC just because you're shooting through 2 friends and a doorway and part of a wall, but it's not much cover. There's not many left. But absolutely.
It's something.
It
Better than
is
nothing.
something. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to finish off the first little group there.
Yeah, and even though, you're shooting through people, it's like,
Yeah, she's just... It's
very
less shooting, it's
precise.
lobbing a bottle.
Yep, and you managed to kill that group. There are no more tiki-ticks going on down there.
Yep, I
Anything
like to
else?
think as the fireball kind of impacts, some of the heat singes what remains of the bits of hair on Tobias's leg.
It was coming off.
Sorry.
Yeah, it lights up some of the furniture that's in there too, but that's not nearly as important. Anything else, Emil? It's getting hot in there, Tobias.
No, that is it.
All right, you're staying in that room. Tobias, is getting warm in there, but there are less spiders, so you win some, you lose some. What are you up to?
You said the furniture is setting on fire, yes?
The furniture lit on fire, but this whole house has that damp air feel. It's getting kind of smoky and smell is bad. It's not lighting on fire. It just got real warm. Small space.
It's smoldering, okay.
There's a lot of fire for that much spiders, but yeah, it's not on fire currently. You're good.
Okay. Well, there goes that thought of action.
Be careful. That furniture does not look stable. You might break its smolder. Sorry. I'll go over here now.
Are you?
No.
In corner.
Tobias would, spare a glance at Cabby, really? And then turn to the remaining spiders and just continue to try to smash. So, 1. Yeah, that's a pretty good smash.
That is a very good smash.
11 damage. Yes. And
Smash!
Then 2. I don't know if that hits.
That does hit, yeah, and you do quite a bit of damage. They are looking really quite shaken. And not many of them are left alive.
Yeah.
Skittering about.
And from Samel kind of doing that rush by, stand across the hall, blast, he's going to realize that he's kind of directly in the way of these other spiders, so he's just going to shift himself back up to give other people a more clear line of sight.
Alright, you kind of shift back, maybe a boxer's jump over. Still got the focus on the spiders. Ryu, who lay limp, only defense.
Yep, Ryu is currently having a super weird dream about spider leg soup and sashimi, but instead of a sashimi knife, they prepare it using hand axes. But yeah, that's her turn.
Yeah, maybe served to you by someone with really hairy arms, except for certain spots on those arms. Yeah. Okay, weird, crazy dreams, Ryu. Merketta, Tobias has kind of shifted out of the way. What are you up to?
Merketta will not rest until this fucking stupid thing works. Merketta's gonna shift in, hopefully retune this glove for one last time.
Ooh. That glove.
10?
That glove seems to be working a little better, but does not quite make contact. Maybe your glove is too large, and there are too few spiders left.
Horse shit.
Yeah, that seems to be the special word for your glove, but it just isn't working.
Just a string of just the most creative expletives coming out of her.
Shocking, isn't it?
Ooh.
Okay, now there's 2 of you in the shame corner. Speaking of shame corner, Cabby, what are you up to? As Merketta, you see more bits of lightning spew from the glove and all sorts of creative curse words that maybe you haven't loaded into your database yet. What are you up to?
Ooh. New things to learn. So Star will shift one of the 3 pebbles it picked up from claw to beak, and then whip its head and try and throw a stone at the remaining spiders. And whoop, 16 for 10.
Yeah. Yep, that definitely. You take care of them. How do you finish them off with that stone?
So I think it's Starbird just sort of like throws the stone down. It's like bonk, 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 and it manages to like find like that little space between like the window frame and the wall, and it just kind of ping balls back and forth like spider, 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 spider on the way down, and it just like rolls across the floor.
Yeah, you hear this horrible, like, maybe faint sound from the rain playing a Dave Matthews song, and you finish off that little bit of spiders left. Alright, and we are... Go ahead.
No, and then Cabby sort of like walks over to Ryu and like at least like sits Ryu up and dusts underneath, and then puts a pillow down and lays Ryu back down.
Right,
That's so nice.
Ryu's eyes are moving. The eyelids are moving wildly. Or have the eyes moving under the eyelids wildly as you put the pillow under there. We are dropping out of initiative. You guys are in the midst of some burnt furniture, a little smoky in that room, dead bugs everywhere. Tobias, you're examining your new legs. What are you guys up to?
Quick question. How long is Ryu out for?
That's a good question. As you put the pillow, Cabby, under Ryu's head, Ryu, can you roll me a d4, please?
I can do that.
Alright, Ryu, I don't know if it's something in your water Genasi heritage or what, but your dreams are intense and very quick. Cabby, as you put the pillow under her head, you guess that she will be out for about an hour.
Well, I found some stairs in the northeastern room, and if we'd like, we can go down, but we should probably wait till Ryu wakes up.
I'm sorry, did you say northeastern room?
I have difficulty with directions that are not related to port or starboard.
Good to know.
Heading over, Samel's gonna kind of move Ryu out from the middle of the hallway and just pull her off to the side here.
Sure thing. I can move her over.
I'd hate for her to get stepped on by people or things.
You could probably also just, like, if you wanted to, just drag her out and lay her in the rain. Like, if it wasn't storming, maybe.
Is everybody okay? Is everyone still alive?
Yeah.
Right as rain.
Yes.
The house creaks towards Ryu's direction.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember this all starting because I pulled a brick out of the wall or something.
Yes, that is correct.
Was there anything in that hole, or was it just spiders?
Oh, you want to
It
know
was
if
the
there's...
spider storage area.
I would like to go back and investigate.
Alright, yeah, you kind of move some of the smoldering, smoky furniture out of the way, and you're like, hey, wait a second, I feel like there was something in there. Pulling that brick completely out, you find a tiny wooden box in there. Inside, find 30 pieces of silver, and you find 2 small pouches of alchemical powders, worth 5 gold each.
Putting them in the guitar tab.
Alchemical powders?
I'm keeping the alchemical powder.
Oh.
So you're doing this, you're trying to pocket this stuff, Merketta, without telling anybody, is that right?
I mean, no, I'm not doing it sneakily. I'm just like,
Okay.
oh hey, I found some silver, and then just a mitt full of alchemical powder goes into the other pocket.
Okay.
Yep. And is that bench in the room relatively intact?
The bench in the room, the one you're by?
The one that... Yes.
Yeah, yep, there is no fire over there.
Good. Tobias is going to sit on it, kind of look at his legs with the hair missing, and then just take the blade of his axe and just start shaving.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you sit on the bench. It groans in response to your angry weight, but your legs are on the one calf completely burned off, and on the other one, it looks like a sharp blade has taken it off. So you just kind of finish trimming up the job. Silky smooth. Are you wearing shorts, pants?
I would think that they're kind of like oh, what are they called? It's the ones that go down to like mid calf.
Capris? Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiters.
All right, cool. They look extra good now. They're accentuating your now extremely bare and maybe a little chilly calves.
Breeches?
Breeches. We'll go with breeches.
That does sound
Breeches.
better.
Because they were working on a ship.
So I could rig up a nice way to descend.
I think we should probably wait for her to come back to us.
Oh, yes.
Seems the rest of you really could use rest. Well, not you, Cabby, but the other two in the other room. Tobias isn't mad, is he?
Also, and I apologize, it's been 2 weeks. Did we hear creepy noises, footsteps, thumping, something from upstairs? Because I feel like we were about to both rush up sets of stairs, but I don't remember why.
You did, yes. So
Okay.
Tobias was exploring over here, and you heard almost directly above you, maybe a little more towards the east side. You heard like shuffling, maybe feet, maybe a large creature of some kind. You're not quite sure, but you heard it upstairs. And the sets of stairs here, as you guys first walked in, as well as back here, both go up. The ones in the molded room seem to go down.
So we should move into the room with the larger table/bench and secure the door while we rest.
Sounds good to me.
Samel's gonna grab Ryu and pardon me. She's gonna start to carry/drag her into the room since she's not that strong. Putting Ryu down on the table.
All right.
So, what caused the spiders to come out? You don't mind my
I
asking?
Merc-
found something in the wall.
Merketta had walked over to the fireplace, much like this one, and done, and no, Cabby doesn't. Cabby will observe from a safe distance this fireplace and see if it has a similar stone.
A safe distance. You don't see any kind of anything in this. Nothing looks odd in here. It's just a giant table. It looks to be an old dining room, maybe. See some broken plates scattered about on the floor.
Star will post up outside, just keeping an eye on the hallway.
All right. You guys are taking a short rest?
Yes?
I think that's the intent.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna try real hard.
Sure thing. All right. Can I have a fateful D20 rolled by one person in the group?
Sure.
And okay. And then is anybody staying like aware of what's going on, or are you guys all kind of talking? What are you guys doing during this short rest? Is everybody taking the breaker?
Samel would be tending to Ryu, making sure that all her potions actually worked properly and she's not still bleeding internally or anything like that, and just kind of tending to her.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So you guys you're able to take your short rest. It's pretty uneventful. And
Merketta is paying full attention to the future hunk of scrap metal in her hand.
And Tobias is continuing to shave his legs.
I thought you were referring to Star for a second, but you're talking about your love. Okay. I'm like, wow, that's mean.
Savage.
So mean. Okay.
Rough.
4 Star is maintaining concentration. Star is posting guard, yeah?
Yeah, Star is pivoting its head eerily from side to side without, really moving otherwise, as it's looking north and south down the hall.
You got it. It's definitely got that, like, rip, rip sound as it goes back and forth, that mechanical sound. You hear almost like a metronome outside your door. You guys take your short rest. Tobias, you're finishing up your job that you never thought you'd maybe ever do, but now you're kind of meticulous about finishing up, getting every last hair. Samel,
It's been a few weeks.
Samel, you're looking over Ryu, maybe flashes of all those poor guests vomiting over the sides of the boat. Have you a little worried that perhaps you didn't grab the right one? But no, you're sure you did, and she looks a good color. What color water Genasi supposed to be? Okay, yeah, that's fine. And Merketta, you see some sparks coming off. Maybe you're like, oh, I didn't need that screw. Damn it. Cabby, can I get a perception check from Star, please?
Sure.
Hey, yeah, Star's doing a great job out there, you're sure of it. Star, you guys can go ahead and take your full short rest. I don't know how Star reports to you, Cabby. You guys communicate at all, or is it just like I hear something somewhere and you know that it looking in a direction? Is it like a pointer dog?
It's a raven equivalent, so it goes caw.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, so you guys take your full short rest. You don't hear any of the telltale caw sign that you've taught maybe Star to let you know when.
It mimics the deep doo-doo bird.
You hear none of that. You just hear the mechanical metronome. You guys take your full short rest. Go ahead and roll your hit dice. Get your short resty things back if applicable. And Ryu, feel free to partake in the hit die recovery. Your dream is now ending. You can decide how that ends if you'd like to describe it to people as you wake up. Oh.
Awesome.
Did it end on a horror scene or something?
I'm gonna blame the dreams of spider sashimi.
You can just feel the little hairy legs in your mouth as you wake up.
Wow.
I do regain a
Just
spell
tickling.
slot, though.
You regain a spell slot?
Druids on a short rest regain half of their level rounded up spell
What?
slots.
I did not know that.
I read it in the player's handbook this morning.
Wow.
That's
And you get 1 hit point for recovering, so you're at 4.
Cool, didn't realize that one, so thank you.
All right, you guys feel very well rested. Did anybody eat anything on this break? Just curious.
I don't know, I might have snacked on something.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else you guys would like to do?
Tobias's stuff is out in the main foyer. So no.
Oh, your guitar, sorry, not your guitar case, your, what is
Vial case.
Vial case. Containing, did you leave that open, by the way? I don't remember.
No, it's closed up.
Okay. And is there a lock on it, or is it just like a regular, like, case shutting, like a briefcase?
There's an excessive amount of latches all over the case.
Okay.
It would take someone a good 30, 40 seconds in order to actually get into it.
I'm sure you'd hear that, too. All right, cool. Okay, so you guys are finishing up your short rest. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Ryu is going to profusely thank everyone. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I really thought I had that heal, and then, but yeah, no, my foolishness decided to make me run out of that room, and, yeah, I'm sorry, folks.
Well, that's okay. Better you than someone else.
You know, that's fair. That's fair, Cabby.
I'm just glad you're okay.
And thank you, Samel. You, yeah, without your healing kit, I would not be here right now. So thank you very much.
No problem. It's quite alright. Anyone would have done anything else. Anyone would have done the same thing. I mean,
And Cabby, that is quite the bird you have. I mean, I know, us of the Druid folk don't wear or use metal shields or armor, and I've certainly never seen a metal creature, but that's quite an impressive little bird you got there.
Oh yes, he's a gift.
He was gifted to you?
Oh yes, when I arrived in this area, he was a gift.
Now that is fascinating. What kind of magic makes him run? Or is he just sort of an alive metal creature?
I asked myself that same question many times. If he is an alive creature, then likely so am I. If he is not, then likely I am not. Do you have any insight on that?
Would I have any insight on that?
Would you have insight on whether Star is, like, the definition of alive?
Sure.
Give me an Arcana roll.
That's a 13.
Yeah, you, I mean, you would have to redefine what you, as a water Genasi, someone who's fished and probably, killed fish for sustenance and used all parts of it as fishing hooks and things like that. Like, alive to you? Probably not. But alive in a different definition of it? Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm learning new things every day, and I guess what I used to think was the definition of a creature that is alive is getting expanded as I meet new people and see new things outside of this small world of fishing I grew up in.
That's an interesting conclusion to reach. How did you determine that you would expand your definition of alive rather than exclude things that you previously thought were alive?
Well, you and Sta seem to have your own thoughts and directions, and you make your own decisions, and you look like you operate outside of any influence. So, yeah, I guess I have to conclude that you are a version of a living creature with free will and autonomous decision making.
Interesting.
Big words from a southern-speaking druid. She reads a book once in a while.
That's fine. And how would you treat a piece of machinery such as, and he holds up a block and tackle, this?
Well, does it walk and talk and speak and make its own decisions outside of any influence?
Well, Star does not talk, and it only walks short distances, preferring to fly.
Oh, I have a big question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to use speak with animals on Star? Which I wouldn't, because that's your bird. But would that have any effect as a spell?
If you wish to.
You can try.
Because I also have animal friendship.
You can try. Again, so, your Arcana roll, if you change your viewpoint of what alive means, then by proxy, your viewpoint of what an animal is would change. And maybe this could be an animal and therefore your friend. Or maybe it's all in your head and you got hit a little too hard when you fell down. You're not quite sure. You're not quite sure what the result would be.
Right, yeah. She's definitely got like some conflicted feelings because of the whole like purely made out of metal, but she also like can't discount the fact that like both Star and Cabby are very much like autonomous beings.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely, and especially right after you, because was Star moving or flying around or just on your shoulder prior to Ryu going unconscious, Cabby?
Probably would have seen Star move. Star basically stays put unless doing something specifically, and very rarely moves. But it
Oh.
would have occasionally, shifted position, moved its head, that sort of thing to look at a thing. But it'd be very. Oh, that's an odd decoration versus that is an entire creature.
It didn't fly off your shoulder before.
I don't think it's been flying before now.
I don't think so either. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Ryu, you haven't seen it like exist off of Cabby before. So that coupled with your unconscious state, you're kind of maybe getting thrown for a loop on lots of lots of previously held beliefs right now. As Tobias rubs his axe all over his legs distractingly. Like
I would think by the end of the hour, Tobias would have been done. So
well, but your
whenever
feet.
Ryu wakes up,
I mean, those are hairy too. I'm just saying. Anyway.
no.
That's where you draw the line.
So
yeah, that's where Ryu stops trying to like figure things out. She's like, you know what? Dealing with metal creatures, that's the end of her mental limit right now.
So are we interested in going upstairs first or down?
I'd say up. That's where the library was, and if he has more alchemical knowledge, I would I'm sure it'd probably be up there, or at least possibly. And I'd really like to see that. Please.
Or we could finish checking out the rooms down here. Make sure that we're not going to have anything come up behind us before we go up to the thing that's up there.
Wise but boring.
All right, Merketta, any opinion? Ryu, any opinion on up or down?
We moving?
Well, I feel like we should probably figure out where those steps were coming from, but I'm gonna hang back a little bit, y'all.
Tobias, as it seems likely that you will be leading, why don't you make the selection?
I would like to finish clearing this floor.
Sure. Alright.
And as we kind of start to open the door to head out, Star will land back on Cabby's shoulder and effectively re-merge with his systems.
Cool. Yeah, opening up the door, Star is just like looking directly at you, Cabby, giving you absolutely no indication of anything that had happened outside in any direction. And hops back over there. Happy to see you. Happy Star noises, whatever those may be.
Call me.
Shame corner.
It's so full right now. All right. Lead and explore away.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Are you finishing up your short rest lunch?
Mm-mm.
And as you guys kind of explore coming out of that room, I guess even in the room there was a window in there, you guys saw it getting progressively darker, both the storm and nightfall rolling in. Storm continues outside. The wind has died down a little bit, but the thunder and occasionally cracks of lightning can be heard. Tobias, you go back out the direction of the front hallway. You give me a perception check, sir.
With pleasure.
Okay. Yeah, you're sure now that you guys hear some kind of scuffling, maybe multiples now, up above you and to the east.
Well, if one person would like to stay with me while I check the room at the end, and the rest can go check the other rooms in the other direction.
I'll reluctantly go in the other direction if anyone wants to come with me.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with Merketta.
And over by the doorway, Tobias is just going to spare a glance. Is his case still there?
Yeah, his case is still leaning against the doorway, I think is where you left it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Up against the wall, right next to the door, yeah.
Yeah, it looks untouched.
Just sparing a glance to make sure it's there.
You got it.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you find before everything happened?
A room with mushrooms.
She kind of perks up. I think I'll go that way then. They might be useful in some potions.
Oh yes, the classic strategy: divide and conquer.
Well, I had only one person with me.
Whoops.
Okay.
As you walk by Cabby, Samel's turning around and kind of like, no, don't leave me with him. She doesn't say that, but if you look at her, she definitely has that look on her face.
All right. Let's deal.
So Cabby will just like pace back and forth, right?
So, I mean, Tobias doesn't have... He's not like an angry, sullen person. It's just... He's got a pleasant demeanor about him.
She just burned off some of his leg hair. She's afraid of him right now.
And he shaved his legs. In the middle of combat. I think a few singed hairs is the least of his concerns.
Maybe he thinks you're helpful.
That doesn't really cross her mind.
Yeah.
So Cabby kind of stands here, just like calls back and forth between the, it's only 20 feet, but he just gives status updates.
So,
It appears that Tobias is approaching a door. Merketta is standing at the edge of the hallway.
so this door is already open, and Tobias is just going to take a step past it and point Samel in there.
Tobias is past the door.
For the updates, Cabby.
I have been ruled obsolete, and I love it. Just gonna drink some coffee while Cabby describes the rooms.
Would Cabby in another life be a sportscast announcer?
I kind of have him in my mind as he was like an assistant / messenger droid. So, like, his job was to communicate from commanders to fighters. So he's got that sort of broadcasty voice.
Maybe sportscast announcer for like chess matches, professional chess.
And you also got to remember, he was the one doing the tour guide. Like, he was the guide during the tours as well.
He's got
That's
that
a tour guide.
He's definitely got that broadcaster voice.
that wind up personality.
Well, Samel's going to sing the mushrooms just before stepping in, guide herself, pull a rag up in front of her face, and then hold her breath heading over towards it.
Bravely, Samel enters the room.
And Tobias is just keeping an eye on her from this angle.
All right.
She would like
Would
to
it be
inspect the
possible for
mushrooms.
me right now to just cast Cure Wounds on myself, just to be on the safe side?
Yeah, you could do that. Okay. Go ahead and roll that. Samel, you get closer to the mushrooms, and they are mushrooms. You don't quite understand what they are, what species, what they're capable of, but they seem to be covering most of the bottom part of the fireplace. And there's not much else of note in the room. You see a little bit of like molding and whatnot by the window, which appears to have some holes in it. You can hear the storm a little bit better in this room. It feels a little cool and damp. Wait, Goodberry?
Sorry, I changed my mind. I already had Goodberry prepared as one of my 4 prepared spells, so I would like to do that instead of Cure Wounds. This way, I have some berries for restoring other people as well.
You got it. Are you eating a certain number of these berries right now?
I'm going to eat 4 right now.
Okay. You have 6 little berries in your pocket.
And Ryu has decided it's snack time.
Snack time, every time. Yeah, we'll hop back over to Ryu in her berry action. Samel, anything else you're doing at the fireplace?
She would like to try and identify what these mushrooms are, if they have any alchemical properties. Possibly,
Okay.
maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm open to hearing how you're going to try and figure that out for what you want to roll. What do you?
If she goes to touch them, Tobias is going to pull out one of his hand axes and be ready to throw it if anything jumps out.
She's going to take out her herbalism kit and attempt to take a small sample, drop it in some other liquids to test what
Okay.
it does specifically. And maybe there's a book in the herbalism kit that has something that might relate to what these are. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, sure thing. Give me a roll on your herbalism kit.
Alright, and I'm guiding myself.
Sure you've grabbed the right bottle. Okay, yeah, with a 16, you're sure that this is not a harmful mold of any kind. The stuff that you guys found over here was not very good to breathe in. This kind of mushroom, you don't think it would make anybody sick or anything. But with a 16, it's unknown to you exactly what this would do. You're sure that you could make it into something useful, though.
Okay, she'll open up part of her bag and take a larger sample of the mushrooms.
All right, got some mushrooms in your bag, some red, if you want to write down red mushrooms. All right, and then in your digging and rooting around in the mushrooms, you kind of find a small little bag in and amongst the mushrooms there, a tiny little leather pouch.
She'll grab it cautiously.
You feel a couple things inside move a little bit as you kind of pick it up. It feels not heavy, but it has some weight to it, more so than like, hey, somebody just put some mushrooms in a leather pouch.
I found something, and there's something in the bag. In this little leather bag. Tobias, you want to open it up?
It is.
Yeah, you handing it to Tobias to figure out?
Yeah, let him open it. And he quickly takes a couple steps back.
Okay, and
So whenever Samel hands that to Tobias, Tobias puts his hand axe back in the loop around his side
okay,
and adjusts his grip and opens the bag.
okay, and in opening the bag, Cabby will whip his head and we'll switch over to Merketta and Ryu. Ryu, you. What does producing good berries look like? Are you just pulling some twigs out of your bag and plucking some berries off of an old twig? How that works?
So I produce a sprig of mistletoe and create 10 berries. I like to think they're a bit sea flavored, so they're a little bit like
Salty?
not the most appealing color, but super effective.
Got
For kids
it.
at home, don't eat mistletoe. It's bad for you.
Yep. It is very poisonous.
Yeah, yep.
You will not restore health. Okay. All right, so Ryu, you have some extra berries and you feel just so much better right now. You're behind Merketta. Merketta, are you what are you doing?
I am. Now that I've made sure that nothing terrible is going to happen on the other side, I'm going to start scooting forward just little by little.
Okay, and I hope I've revealed
Door,
properly to where you can see there's
door here.
Yep,
And here, yes.
yes, that is correct. Yep.
All right, I'm going to go in that first door.
As I slowly see the darkness encroaching.
Okay.
and then disappear.
Okay, and I'm sorry, which door are you headed towards?
Oh wait, there's more hallway.
There is more hallway beyond, yeah. As you
Oh,
proceed,
okay.
it's starting to get dark, so all these windows, you know that there's windows down here because you can hear the storm, but you didn't quite see until you got a little further down the hallway. There is more hall.
Okay. I will go all the way down the hallway and clear that space.
Okay. Show you. Everything in here is, there we go. Everything in here is kind of dimly lit due to the storm, but you, in between the lightning flashes, see what looks to be the remnants of a living area. A door in the north wall leads to a small patio. You see kind of overrun with weeds, and the patio out there is kind of cracked. It's supposed to be out up here, but it's so overgrown that it barely even looks like such anymore. And then you see a pile of what looks like just your garbage. Maybe at one point was some kind of food storage or something like that, but right now it just looks like a wet pile of mush over in the bottom southeast corner. And then all the windows in this room seem to be broken, and you hear a little bit of wind howling. You see piles of mold forming at the base of each window in this otherwise bare room.
All right, Merketta. I think we should leave that pile of mush alone. If we remember last time what happened when we prodded a pile of mush, unless you wanted to like electrify the pile with your glove there.
Best idea ever.
What are your passive perceptions? I'm sorry.
My passive perception is actually pretty low.
Minus 13.
Mine is
Okay.
11.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Nothing new to add here.
Suspicious.
Not suspicious.
And I'm assuming that Cabby's kind of broadcasting, and they're walking down the hallway.
Oh yeah.
I can no
Cabby's-
longer see them.
Cabby's broken out to Riders on the Storm, and they walked on down the hall.
And I can no longer see them.
Would
Merketta's
Ryu
smart,
be?
but-
Sorry, go.
Sorry. We're not gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna go. Merketta's smart, but not very wise. Merketta's gonna go over and zap the pile of garbage.
You're gonna go zap it?
Yeah.
Okay. You go over to the pile of garbage and you stick your glove in, which seems to be working just fine now, and you kind of zap some of it, maybe set a corner of it that isn't completely damp on fire for a hot second, and then you take your hand out and nothing else happens, but it smells kind of bad.
Phew. Ryu is super relieved.
I cannot see what happened, but that was not sound.
All right, and at that, we're gonna come back on over to Tobias. You reach your hand into the leather pouch, and you feel two small stones inside of the pouch in your hand. They feel cool and smooth.
Oh, see, my idea was he's going to open it and look inside, not
You
actually stick
see-
his hand in there.
Two small stone-shaped things that are shiny and small, and a dark leather pouch.
Well, it doesn't look like it's anything that's going to try to explode on us. He'll grab the bottom of the pouch and dump the two stones out into his other hand.
Tobias is investigating the pouch. He looks unimpressed.
You see two small pieces of blue quartz worth approximately 10 gold each.
2x blue quartz, 10 GP apiece. Okay. Add that to the guitar tab.
Anything else you're doing over here?
Yes. Give me one moment. Okay. These might actually sell for a little bit. He's going to put them back in the bag, cinch it shut, toss it back to Samel. Hold on to those. I don't exactly have pockets in this outfit.
Okay.
Like while nothing's happening, Cabby's like whistling to himself, kind of whistle humming, and it sounds like organ music.
It does, strangely like organ music.
Like like a full organ, or just like a circus calliope.
It depends on what he's doing for it. Right now he's going for kind of like creepy music, so it's like it's got a kind of noise to it. I can't do it into my mic.
Could you not do that? I'm freaking out enough as it is. Please.
He hits like a super flat note. He's like, "Mwamp."
Tobias is going to walk over to Samel. Put a hand on her shoulder. You need to calm down.
With the hand on her shoulder, she would eep and quickly jump away as well.
And this is what I'm talking about. Yes, this place is not exactly pleasant. It's unsettling. But you signed up for the job. And just as we all did. We're all putting ourselves in an equal amount of danger. You need to keep your head in the game. And not worrying about what ifs.
She would kind of nod, but it's fairly obvious she's not putting her whole heart into that.
Kind of figured.
Cabby like leans the other direction. Like, Tobias is offering words of support and encouragement. Samel seems unimpressed.
Merketta and Ryu, sliding on over to you. Are you impressed by either the whisperings of encouragement or Cabby's awesome organ music?
Ryu's definitely never heard anything quite like the music, so she's a little impressed.
Impressed, less, more confused, and a little concerned. There is certainly the existential question that Merketta is avoiding of, is Cabby alive? Right now, that evidence points towards not alive.
Yeah, Cabby doesn't inhale to speak.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're saying if Cabby really wanted to, he could go full on Eminem?
Ooh. Perhaps.
Is Cabby secretly a rap god?
I don't think so. Well, the organ music was meh.
You're working up to it, maybe? Some of that auctioneer is kind of working in.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there. Work in progress.
Work in
Maybe
progress.
Star will help you a little.
Need a little more experience. Got to pull from those life experiences. Otherwise, it all sounds, a little fake.
If he winds up fast enough to do Rap God, you might snap a belt.
Speaking of life experiences, Merketta and Ryu, are you guys doing anything else?
Heading back down the hallway. I'll clear this now first room first.
This now, first room first.
Yes. As opposed to the other first room when I was coming from the other way.
Right. Good. There we go. Ta-da! So, opening the door to this room, you see what looks to be an old writing room or maybe a study of some kind. Against the wall under the windows sits a large wooden writing desk, partially broken and has a bunch of rot all over it. There are 3 drawers on each side of the desk, and then a large central drawer. the latter of which is closed. All the others look like they were pulled open savagely. Two of them look to be broken.
I'm gonna poke my head out the door. Hey, I might run into trouble in a second. Be ready. And then I'm gonna investigate the room.
Hey, give me that investigation.
Bullshit.
Okay, yeah, you see what you saw before. As you get a little, are you getting into the room or are you just investigating from there? Are you like?
Oh yeah, no, I'm
digging?
getting into the room.
Okay, cool. Getting into the room, you see what you saw before, and you don't see any real new information, but because you're closer now, you notice that the drawer in the center appears to be in like strangely much better condition than all the others that are kind of ransacked, look damp and rotted. This one appears to be a little better, and getting closer, you also see that it has a small lock on it.
I will attempt to pick that lock.
Go for it.
I do in fact have thieves' tools.
Kind of as that's happening, Cabby's calling out, Ryu, does everything appear to be under control?
So far, so good, Cabby. We're attempting to pick the lock on this drawer, and I'm hoping it's not magical, but we will see.
Thanks, Ryu, for your feet on the ground.
Thank you, Cabby.
So
Back to you.
yeah, and I'd like to think that whenever Merketta calls out that there might be trouble, Tobias's hand goes back to like his hand axe, and he is holding it again.
Yeah, for sure. So, Merketta, you take out your thieves' tools and insert them into the lock, start tinkering around. Ryu gives an update, shoots it over to Cabby. Cabby shoots it over to Samel and Tobias. Tobias, you're putting your hand on your hand axe. Anything else you guys are doing?
Until that's resolved, I don't think Tobias is going anywhere.
Gotcha. Samel, you're good where you are? You all right? You doing okay?
Yeah, she's good.
okay.
She's
Huh.
as good as Samel has ever been.
Okay, cool. All right, shooting back over to Merketta. You, yeah, your thieves' tools. You got them in the right hand. You're clinking. This lock doesn't look that great, anyways. And you can very easily pick it open. Doing so, you pull it open. You see a bunch of old, kind of wet, and maybe a little moldy, unreadable documents kind of stuffed in there. Some that look to be receipts or maybe for some kind of equipment. See some names of chemicals that maybe you recognize on there. Give me another investigation check. Okay. Yeah, you're like documents, just documents. Come on, there's got to be something else. And you notice a tiny secret compartment on the bottom of the desk. Inside, you see a glass vial wrapped in cloth. And inside of that wrapped cloth, you see two small vials, of healing potions.
Nice find, Merketta.
I will hand one to Ryu and keep one for myself.
Merketta, that is too kind of you.
Well, hey, we don't want you to die again. So.
That is true. Ryu's gonna hang on to that healing potion and probably consume 2 more of her berries just to get her up to full health.
All right, cool. And Merketta, in turning around and handing the one potion to Ryu, maybe it's something about your eyes being tuned in to look for secret stuff, but on the floor, just beyond Ryu, in the hallway there, you notice a continuation of the tracks that you guys saw in the very front lobby when you first walked into the house. They seem to be heading down towards the end of the hallway into that room that you guys were just in. Ryu, did you relay any information to Cabby?
I did not, but I'm about to. Hey, Cabby, we found some old documents, receipts, and a couple healing potions that Merketta and I are gonna split.
Sounds
Oh.
great for you.
And we found some tracks in here.
I have a question. Did you say there was a vial wrapped in cloth and then 2 healing potions?
No, there's 2 vials of healing potions. Sorry.
Okay.
Was it relayed that they found documents?
Yep. We found documents and tracks we should all likely gather up in case of monster attack.
The documents sound very interesting. Are they alchemical notes? Do they have anything about any of the potions that he was working on? Or any formulae? Or maybe where he kept any of his stock of ingredients?
I throw the wet, deteriorated stack of papers at Samel. Just take a look.
She will immediately start looking through them.
Alright, give me an investigation to see what you can piece together from this gross clump of documents, Samel.
Alright, she's gonna guide herself.
Get too excited. Thanks.
Alright, with a 16...
Tobias is like quietly muttering that to himself as he walks.
What is Tobias muttering? I'm sorry.
That this girl gets too wound up over things.
Okay, Samel, you rush over to investigate some documents, hearing the word alchemical. Yeah, God forbid there's somebody named Al in your life ever. It might also trigger this reaction. But you come over, you start kind of looking at some of the words that you can make out. A lot of stuff on here seems to be smudged and almost unreadable. But you do notice a signature, or at least what looks to be a signature. It's on a number of the documents towards the bottom of the page. And you can't quite make out the full words, but you see a very curly-looking B at the start of whatever that name or word is. And it's repeated on all these documents here.
This is definitely, I think the name was Balthazar or something like that. It's been 2 weeks.
That's okay. You actually don't recognize the name. You're not putting together unless you have something in your backstory, but this is
No.
You've encountered nobody with a giant bee that you remember. There was tale of an alchemist that lived here a long time ago. But that old man, you weren't sure of his story, and the inn owner didn't add any credibility to it, didn't tell you about it, so it could be the name of the alchemist that lived here long ago that the old man told you, but you're not quite sure if you believed his story. But these are definitely receipts of some kind for a couple, again, just like Merketta noticed, alchemical receipts for vials, for tubing, for tables, metal, lots of equipment that you would recognize.
It seems he has a full setup here, possibly somewhere. I would really like it if we found it. That would be really great.
Yes, it would be a shame to destroy such valuable equipment. But you mentioned tracks.
Yes, they go that way. And I do my best to follow the tracks back into this room, yes?
Yes, the tracks you see are headed into this room. And this, I think, as you guys are like, tracks, you say, is where we're going to take our quick 5-minute bio and coffee break. And we will be back in about 5 to 7 minutes for the continuation of tracks.
Wait.
Bio,
Tobias,
it refills itself.
Tobias is never going to see what's in that end room.
So
Like,
close.
every time he gets close to that door, something else pulls him away.
Alright.
First
Be back in a
spiders,
minute.
now tracks.
I will.
Right, I'll be back in a sec.
Fair warning, I'm going to turn up the music while we're on, so if you need to turn down your Roll20 or mute it.
Already
Sure.
muted.
Hey, is it okay if I replace my player token on the map?
Oh, yeah, with the new closer one?
Yes, the one that has her actually finished with her leather armor.
Yeah, for sure. I can actually, I can update it for you. If I can get that. Maybe not done during this bio break, but I can definitely have it for next session. I forgot that you had put that up there, sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm pretty sure I can just drag it from the journal over on the right and replace it.
Yeah, and I'll update the hit point readout and stuff. Yeah, just go ahead and drag it over. Yeah, but BRB.
Derby. Oh hey, while we're on break, if anyone who is listening knows, where's the thing about druids getting back spells on short rest?
That's what I've been looking for as well.
Okay.
So I read it in the player's handbook. I'm pretty sure.
I think that may have been a misread. I think you get some of your wild shapes back.
Hold on. Let me take a look.
Wild shapes that are
I know
triggered.
exactly what it is. It is Circle of the Land Druids.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
do I
you
not
don't
get
get it.
that feature until second
Not
level
until
though?
second
Correct.
level.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Darn.
No biggies. I mean, well, Sin will say no biggies, but I'm just saying no biggies on the Casey confusion part because there are so many rules.
There are.
Let's see. Circle of the Land. Let's pull those up.
That is absolutely where I read it.
That is the natural recovery feature, Circle of
Yes.
Land.
Okay.
Totally good. You just had me going there. I'm like, how did I miss that one? Because I only just learned how to play a Warlock when Sin corrected me 3 weeks ago. So
Yeah, I'm currently learning like how to play Cleric and how to play Druid.
Still need to
So
play.
yeah. Cleric is fun. I'm playing a Tiefling Life Cleric in my other campaign.
Mm.
Yeah, she's got mixed feelings and tries too hard to be good.
Forge Cleric for the win.
Forge is nice. I do like Forge.
I played
Though
Forge in Athy's game tonight.
I will say there's a good argument for knowledge clerics, just being able to do stuff.
Kind of like lore bards in that perspective.
Yeah. Though I kind of like the image of knowledge clerics doing it because they're just like, please let this work, and it works. Whereas lore bards actually have skill.
Yeah. If this does continue on past basically the level 3 area, I'm actually going to be starting to dip into lore bard.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going barbarian. Just for giggles.
I love it.
This will be my first serious attempt at a multi-class build.
Yeah, I have not even considered attempting a multi-class yet.
Yeah. I might go coffee lock for the next campaign.
Oh, what now?
A coffee lock, it's a warlock that dips into sorcerer. So you get the is it the meta magic? Or
Yeah.
Sorcerer magic.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the sorcery magic things. That way you can turn sorcery points into spell slots into sorcery points, because that works for the warlock spell slots too.
Butter cheese. No, I don't think so. I don't think it does.
Let me pull up sorcerer real quick. Sorcerer. Sorcery points. And this is it flexible casting?
I think you can cast Warlock spells, but I think you still have to pay the appropriate points per level.
So what it is you can transform unexpended sorcery points into a spell slot as a bonus action.
Right.
It doesn't say anywhere that you can't use other classes spell slots.
I hate to be a rules lawyer here, but I think if you look under the multi-classing rules, it doesn't allow you to do that. I will confirm that on my own.
So you can turn your spell slots into sorcery points.
Yes, you turn your warlock spell slots into sorcery points, and then you use those sorcery points to get sorcerer spell slots back.
Yes, that's fine.
And you get your warlock spell slots back on a short rest.
Yes.
So casting for days.
Yes.
You get a chunk more spells.
That's wild.
But I mean that's a fairly significant way down the road.
I must have misread that. Yeah, no, your thing works.
But you can't get your warlock spells back that way. You can only get your sorcery
Correct.
spell slots back that way.
And that is the entire point of it, is basically you dip a level into warlock in order to get those 2 first level spell slots, which
Right.
give you 2
And then
sorcery
you're
points.
just 2 sorcery points every short rest.
4 sorcery points every short rest.
4. Wait, 4? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2
uh,
slots.
got it.
Yep. Which can give you a couple more first level spells if you need them.
Yep.
And a bind.
Who doesn't love first level spells? They're so darn useful.
Well, and I mean later on, if you keep stacking them up and not using them, I mean, you can generate a lot of spell slots whenever you need them.
It also pays to be the person in the group that's just harping on resting. Somebody be really tired. That was what New Phone was good for. He was always really tired and wanted a
Ready
short
for
rest.
a rest.
Can we stop, guys? Can we take a break?
Just a breather real
I
quick.
just need to get a little sandwich.
Just a little charge. Just want to top off that battery.
I need another workers.
Just a little 10-minute snooze.
I see how I got confused, but it's not relevant, so.
Alright. Is everybody back?
I am back.
Yeah.
Yes, I am back.
Yes.
And it turns out I made a big mistake on the Druid spell slot thing. I was trying to read up and do my homework on that, and it turns out that doesn't apply to me until I choose Circle of the Land at level 2, so that is a big my bad.
Burn her! Burn her!
Vaporized my good berry.
Shay.
That, or maybe you just cast Goodberry before we got here.
At second level. Yeah, you could have retroactively done that. That's fine. On the way, you guys had like 3 hours if you wanted to have done that. But I don't know if you're out of...
No, you cast Goodberry the night before, and then you've got like,
How long
you
did
know,
Goodberries
just like
last?
the 24 hours.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, you
that's
got
fine,
the
just
good
keep 'em.
berries that are, you know, just like the cold coffee that somebody drinks.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll just retcon that. That's
literally
still
our coffee cherry.
Still good.
Did you already cast a second first level spell other than Goodberry?
She's
No.
healed.
Yeah, she did the Cure Wounds on Tobias. It's just, did she cast any other spells before that?
Wasn't there
Don't
something
you
in
take
first
away her
combat?
last spell slot. We need those.
Well, I was just saying, if she wanted to, she could have just used both of her spell slots.
Okay, let's not get carried away with honesty.
Keep the good berries. Say you've still got them. They're still good, but they're turning that dark mushy berry. They're texturally not that pleasant anymore.
They're extra salty.
Yeah. Also gross. Okay. All right. Everybody's back. Yay!
Yay!
All right, Tobias. You feel a strange pull to that room, but you gotta follow the party. So we're walking down the hallway.
Have to. I'm just being a good adventuring companion.
Yay!
They say danger. They need bodies. Bodies equal less death.
Oh, it should work.
Or more
Awesome.
death. It just depends on which side you're on.
All right. So coming into this room, Merketta, you I don't know, something about finding that small compartment in the drawer. You're like a dog to the hunt now, and you follow those tracks. You see them abruptly stop right here. No more tracks.
I want to investigate that specific spot.
Okay. You follow it all the way up to there to investigate that spot. Guys, hear a loud booming sound. A voice screaming, "Welcome, fools! Welcome to your deaths!" And it kind of reverberates throughout the broken windows in this room. Kind of, I mean, even to you, Cabby, it's loud all the way back to where you are. And you hear
Fetal
kind
position.
of whispers. What's that?
Fetal position. That's what Samil's doing right now.
Samil
Okay.
straight to fetal position. Nice.
You hear, following that booming voice, the trails, whispers of what sounds like ghost voices, kind of just behind it, hissing as thing fades.
Tobias is going to reach down and pick Samel up by the armpits and just set her back on her feet.
Right before you do that, I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ah, beans.
Yay, because I'm so good at these.
Boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Alright. You all feel shaken for just a
Hold
minute.
on, I haven't made one yet. Well, it's not a green.
Come on, Merketta, make the womp womp sound.
You're the closest. Come on, it matters the mostest. Yeah.
Ah,
You
too
all
high.
feel very shaken for just a second. That was scary and very loud. Even though you guys have been talking to each other this whole time, that was loud. But you guys are all okay, except for maybe Samel, who seems just otherworldly shaken in general.
Cabby's like up on his toes, like trying to look over everybody's shoulder, like, so Merketta, what's attacking us?
I don't think anything is.
Merketta, you kind of maybe taking a hop back or kind of moving your feet around at that loud sound. You notice that the floor here looks a little bit different than the floor all around you. See a thing.
Not the thing!
You see a thing! See what looked to be a trap stairs leading down. It's not a trapdoor, it's just a... Well, it was a trapdoor. It is now just a floor door?
One does not simply walk into floor doors.
You wanna hold it?
But are we going to go down the floor door?
Somebody has to hold the floor door.
Oh, goodness. Floor door.
I'll hold the floor door.
Should we finish checking upstairs and this floor first before moving down to
Yep, fuck
whatever's down there?
You know what? Actually, yes. One floor at a time.
Check this room.
So Cabby will come over and put like a foot on the floor door.
Okay. You put...
You know, keep it down.
So, okay, I was going to ask, is he just like detaching a foot and shoving it in there like a doorstop?
No, he doesn't come apart that easily.
Okay, so Cabby,
There's
you
some
are
weird, creepy laughter right after that joke.
putting a foot on the door. Yeah. Badly timed.
So yeah, so when they're like, oh, we're gonna keep exploring, Cabby like shuts the door, puts a foot on it just to like, you know, keep the door shut. So we're opening the doors.
Samel, you want to open that one?
You seem more interested in it. Why don't you
Picks her up,
go
sets
ahead.
her down on the other side of him, takes her spot. It opens the door.
I'm more than okay with this.
As this is happening, Samel, mutters how are more than okay with this happening. And Tobias, you creak open the door. This room looks to be, at one point, a small library. You see bookshelves around the most of the walls around the whole room. Many of the shelves are broken, and some of them are pulling against or away from the wall. You see some tables inside the room. You see the window cracked with mold just below it as the wind and the storm kind of whip inside here. See a couple piles of books in the south-west corner on a table, and some of the books on the bookshelves seem to be off, discarded.
How rough do these look?
The books?
Yeah.
The ones on the ground that seem to have been pulled off of the bookshelves look pretty rough. They look like they're at this point maybe a pile of mush. The binding seems to be like a hardcover style, so you might be able to get something out of that, but the inside looks pretty bad. The pile on the table, the desk there, look to be in slightly better condition. That's not saying much though.
Samil's pushing past and going right for the books on the table.
Yeah, Tobias hasn't even communicated this.
Yeah, just looking over his shoulder.
I would like to make an attempt to stop her from rushing in.
Okay, how would you like to do that?
Whenever she starts to try to push past him, he's literally going to put an arm in front of her and be like, remember what happened when Merketta started messing with stuff?
Okay. Yeah. So, Samil, you go to rush in. Tobias puts out an arm blocking the doorway. Ryu, you're the next one near there. Are you doing anything?
I'm going to make sure Samil, or I'm going to make sure that Ryu is close to Samil just in case something happens.
Okay. All right, so there's this blockage at the doorway going. Ryu's like, Samil, what are you doing? Or something, and Tobias is blocking the way. Merketta and Cabby, what are you guys doing?
Staying close and watching.
Okay.
Cabby's like, and it seems like we have a jam up in the hallway, halfway down, and goes into a little traffic report.
Yeah. While Tobias, you have blocked Samil from entering the room for now. Samil, you definitely see that pile of books. Everybody sees that pile. Well, maybe not Merketta, but you hear Samil mutter, "Hmm," and you know that there's books in there.
Let me walk in, make sure there isn't going to be anything that drops down from the ceiling and tries to eat you first.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'm okay with
Going to
that.
take a step in and look around, including the ceiling. Because he said it, he's going to check.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check. Yeah, you're looking around, you're like, okay, books, yep, Other pile of gross books, yep, Ceiling looks fairly intact. I mean, the ceiling looks better than the floor, but not by much. You don't see any great signs of decay in this room. You notice a fireplace just like in most of the other rooms, and lots of book debris, stuff discarded on the floor, but you don't notice any spider webs or centipede bones, whatever they do. You didn't notice any of that stuff in here. You don't see anything going on.
Alright, Samil, have at it.
She'll immediately rush over and start investigating the books.
Okay.
And since 2 out of, the 3 fireplaces have had something interesting, as far as Tobias knows, he's going to take a look at this one as well.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation in the fireplace, and then we'll pan over to Samil. You're going through the books, and upon closer inspection, these books aren't, you're surprised that they're not in worse condition given the state of this room. It seems like some of the pages have been torn out in a number of these, but see the clear titles of the magical properties of gemstones, the magical properties of herbs and flowers. You also see a couple other books. It says, see 2 other titles below those 2. One is Planning Your Castle Construction and How to Live Forever or Close to It.
She'll kind of just ignore all of them except for the one about magical properties of plants.
Okay. Are you putting that away? Or are you, putting that in your bag or what?
She'll open it up and start to try and read it.
Okay. Yeah, it's, like I said, some of the pages are ripped out, but you can definitely start to kind of filter through it. It looks like, it would be right up your alley. Tobias, you're investigating fireplace. You saw kind of what Merketta had pulled out of the other one, and maybe part of the bottom where Samil found that leather pouch in the other room, and you're like, gotta be here somewhere. You start pulling at bricks and things like that, but you're not, you can't find anything over there. No loose bricks, no leather pouches containing stuff and money over there.
Room's clear. You happy with your books, Samel?
She is currently busy.
Samel, you are flipping through your book. You find a sheet of paper inside towards the back end of the book. It's similar to those papers that you found in that desk over there in terms of quality. It doesn't look like the rest of this book. It looks like somebody shoved it in here. And you can only make out 2 words that say "Beyond Skeletons" on it.
That's a bit disconcerting. There's some other books if people might be interested, but if you don't mind, I'd like to take this one for myself, if that's all right with everyone else.
Well, it depends. What's the book?
Alright.
Magical properties of plants.
Oh yeah, you take that bullshit.
And she's like just hugging it.
Are any of you particularly well read? Like, yourselves a reader? Or no?
Samel
definitely be a
would.
reader.
I think Tobias would read more than just for pleasure.
Okay.
Ryu likes to read sometimes.
Alright, that's...
Samel grew up with books.
Okay.
Cabby's like, interesting. I was under the impression that books were not single-use items.
Well, you'd be... you all... I mean, you all are fairly well read. You know, maybe not Cabby so much. You guys can all decipher that these books, maybe not in their condition, catch the full amount that they're worth, but around, 3 or 4 gold each, if the right buyer could be found.
I don't want to sell my book.
Books are where ideas go to die.
Those are the 4 books that you found there.
I'm sorry, what was that, Cabby?
Books are where ideas go to die.
Defend your
I
position.
think you're mistaken on that one.
An idea is live and can evolve over time until committed to paper, at which point it is dead.
Except whenever that idea is then provided to other people who can then go and continue letting it live on.
That is a new idea that has grown in the decomposing body of the old idea.
So by that logic, bookstores are massive graveyards?
Manure piles.
Hey, Cabby.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed how coral reefs tend to crop up around shipwrecks?
Yes.
Would you say that the shipwreck is then a worthwhile waste of wood and cloth and potentially metal?
I would say that if the ship was considered alive, as the sailors on it were, they would be dead when they were wrecked. Life can come from death, but the ship is still dead.
But would the coral reef exist without the shipwreck? Are you trying to say that books are a bad thing?
No.
Okay. I have no further qualms with this conversation. Moving on.
Is Merketta trying to mimic Cabby's robotic voice?
I think that was
No.
Ben. You're getting a weird staticky on your mic somehow.
Fun. So I'm sorry. I think I need a number of things that I have going right now.
I did think at first that Merketta was going to be like, well, would you like to examine one further? Like, closer.
No.
Alright. So,
Sorry, Barry,
undead,
lost me there.
Mr. Roboto.
I'm only able to gain emotions from your sounds now. That sounds sad. Okay, as Ben reconnects, what are you guys doing? Samel, you were only grabbing that one book, Magical Properties of Herbs and Flowers?
Yeah, she would have mentioned what was about the rest of them, but she has no real interest in the rest, so they are welcome to them as much as they want.
I feel like Ryu would go in and maybe try and investigate whatever's remaining for the books. What is that piece of furniture?
Yes. You're
Um,
quiet, but yes.
We can hear you. You're not robotic, but you're very quiet.
How
What
about if I just speak up a little?
There you are. Yay!
I wanted to go check out the books too.
Okay. Merketta and Ryu, you head in to check out the book pile. Ryu, you were asking what this is? It's a bookshelf that seems to be pulled away from the wall, and is kind of lopsided, damp looking, with a bunch of book debris below it.
Can I investigate it?
Yeah, go for it. Are you looking for like readable books, or what are you looking for? Or anything out of the ordinary?
Yes, readable books and anything that looks potentially dangerous.
Potentially dangerous. Okay. Yeah, with a 12, the only potential danger you notice here is the risk of that whole bookshelf just completely collapsing on you, perhaps. You're able to pick out one book from the pile that seems semi-salvageable, and that's not saying much, maybe 10%, but the cover is readable, and it's the Preventing, Avoiding, and Diverting the Use, Application, or Practicing of Overworking. Title of that.
Well, it seems they didn't apply that when they were naming this book.
Merketta, are you going to join Ryu, or are you going to join Samel in the books? Okay. You go over, you see Samel deep in the magical properties of herbs and flowers, and the other three that are basically pushed to the side. Anyone in particular that you're looking at?
There was one about gemstones, you said?
Yep, magical property of gemstones.
Yeah, I'll look at that. But
Okay.
I will eventually notice How to Live Forever or close to it, and just I definitely want to do a sleight of hand check to surreptitiously take that into my pack.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you're opening up. You're like, ooh, gemstones. Give me a sleight of hand as you're kind of fingering through the property of gemstones, and you're sliding the How to Live Forever close to it out from underneath it.
And whenever Merketta comes in and grabs the gemstone book, he's going to walk out and be like, make sure to keep that one. I want to take a look at it after.
That's a good sleight of hand. That's a good sleight of hand. Yeah, Merketta, you kind of slide that over, and as you're kind of getting it in your bag, you notice what seems to be you know how like when you would check books out from the library, there would be like a little card with like the signature and the date on it. You see some smudging on the inside cover of that one as you kind of push it into your pack, and you see a bee on there as well. And then the scribbles are a little more legible than that piece of paper that Samel had. You see the word Bazarab.
Bazarab. Spell that for me? Bazarab.
You can't quite make out the date on it. Oh no, just think of the fines. More paperwork in my deal. Alright, Tobias, you were like, yeah, I want to look at that later. What are y'all doing?
Sure. I am patiently waiting for everybody else to be finished.
You don't notice anything else dangerous in there, Ryu, by the way.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, until somebody pulls her away from the book, Samuel's just gonna keep going.
Ryu goes over, puts a hand on Samel's shoulder. Hey, Samel, I think maybe just pack it up for now. I think the rest of the group's trying to move on.
What? Huh? Okay, I guess. And she'll put the book back in her bag very reluctantly.
All right, and then Ryu's gonna join the rest of the party.
Samel will follow behind.
Alright. So let's check out this trapdoor then.
Are we gonna finish clearing this floor, or are we gonna head upstairs first?
We're already over here,
Before-
so
Yeah.
might as well check out what was so important to be hidden.
Okay.
So like at the start of the conversation, Cabby's like opening the trapdoor, and then it closes back down, and then it opens it back up again.
Okay. Alright. Cabby is holding the trapdoor open. You guys see stairs descending.
Alright. Tobias is going to scoot by Merketta. Go over.
That
Not
answers
actually
that.
down, but he's going to look at the stairs. How messed up are they?
They don't look really all that messed up. I mean, you see mold by that window that's right near there, but it seems that the stairs are in pretty good condition. You do
Okay.
notice some mud on the very top of the steps.
Like fresh mud or old mud?
Give me a check. I would take like a nature or investigate, try and determine if they were old mud, new mud. Gonna
Yeah, well-
taste the mud.
No.
Sure, it's all mud.
Because that would,
Taste the
if
mud.
I tasted the mud, that would fall under survival.
Mm.
I don't know. I think Tobias can spot new muddy. Like
Tobias
he
can
knows the
spot
old
new
muddy
muddy?
from the new muddy.
Does he?
He's
Maybe.
a freaking wandering minstrel.
Yeah,
Everything's
he's been to
wet
the
over
Hamptons.
Everything's wet over here. You can't quite determine. It could be anywhere from 2 days to a couple weeks, to a couple
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
It's mud, and it's been here as old as a month.
Cabby's kind of hunkered down next to Tobias, looking at the mud as well, just nodding as we stare at the dirt.
It's definitely dirt. It's even more so. You're sure that it's dirt.
How dark is it down there?
It's pitch black. I mean, you guys are in a room that's very dim as it is. You just see light because of the lightning and anything that you guys have, capable of seeing in. You, Tobias, as a human, correct?
Yes.
It's dark. It's dark. It's real dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if any of you have a light on you, I can't really see any further down there.
So as Tobias like peers into the darkness, there's a little creak of like leather and tin, and then there's no mud on the stairs. And
Are you
then
cleaning the stairs?
yes. And then Cabby sort of leans his head to hold the door open and starts to work with his tinderbox to get a bit of fire going.
You want me to hold that torch for you?
And then as he gets the fire going, he goes like and pats himself and realizes he doesn't have any candles or torches. He just has a little tinder flame going. Does anyone have a candle or torch?
Ryu has a torch.
Put the little flame on there, and then you hear a little fan kind of wind up, and then air just jets out of his mouth, and it catches. Or you hear like something wind up in his throat. You might not recognize a fan. You're like, "Rrrr."
Well, now that is handy.
And unsettling.
I thought it was kind of cool.
And unsettling.
Well, yeah, definitely unsettling, but kind of cool.
So is Ryu going to hand Tobias the torch, or is she going to go down first?
She is definitely going to hand Tobias the torch. Pat him on the shoulder.
Thank
You got this.
I'll be sure to give you... Get out of here. And let's go ahead and... Only the first few steps. Kind of hold the torch down and out in front.
Okay.
Just to see what there is.
Okay, holding the torch in front, you're descending?
Just the first couple of steps.
Yeah. So, you go down a few steps, and it seems to be, almost, 2 flights worth. You know, not like it's worth, but like a significant amount of steps. You go in, and if you didn't have a torch, about 3 or 4 steps in total, feel like total darkness. You can't see, much light from up above. And down below, you see what looks to be like a faint glow or something, some kind of light, but it's at least like 20 steps beyond you now.
And like as you're descending, you hear a little like whisk, 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 whisk noises. Cabby kind of cleans up the stairs behind you.
No more dirt.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, you said there was a light down at the end of the hallway? Or
Yeah.
at the end of the flight of stairs?
Yep, you see a faint glow at the end of at the bottom of the stairs.
These stairs go on for a while, but it looks like there might be a room or something at the end.
Follow, follow, follow.
Alright.
I'll go second.
Yep. Tobias will be leading the way.
Okay. We're
Torch in
gonna
hand.
go to a different thing for reasons. Gonna go dark.
It's all dark.
It's all dark. Alright, give me just...
Tobias's torch spontaneously goes out.
Okay.
Just faint embers.
Oh, your torch goes out?
No, this is...
Yeah, because it went pitch black.
Oh, sorry. You guys, as the players, it goes dark. Let me change that, though.
Tobias, now it's not the time to practice fire eating.
Right. Guys. It's here. Ta-da! Ta-da?
Ooh.
See things?
Ta-da!
Okay.
Oh no.
See things.
See some things. You see some other things. Okay. So, you come to the bottom of the stairs. Those stairs will put you... Sorry for the stairs not being in the map, but they put you right about here at the bottom of the stairs. So, feel free to drag your tokens in whatever order you'd like to there. And, you guys find yourselves in what looks like a cellar. You have a little more sight now, Tobias. You make it towards the bottom of the stairs, and all these torches that you see along the edges are indeed lit with faint light, which ends up illuminating the room very nicely. A torchlit chamber was once a large cellar, but looks to be converted into a living quarters of some kind. You see a bunch of crude beds along one wall, and a long wooden table that has some stools kind of pushed up next to it in the center of the room. You see dirty plates and cups and discarded food all over the table. You also see looks like a stove kind of near the table over here. It looks to have some pots and pans on it. And as you guys are making your way down the steps, your eyes pan over to see some things at the end of things. Guys, alerted, heading down, and I'm gonna need you guys to roll for initiative for read. Please feel free to put yourselves in the order that you would have been descending the stairs, by the way. We can just assume that the stairs took however many spots you're going to need up there.
Yeah, Samel would definitely have been in the
As far back as back goes? Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Even before than that.
Beans.
Can I still be upstairs? Is that an option?
I thought I had my token clicked. I did not have my token clicked.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the finish.
Also, I'm sorry if I didn't clarify this earlier, but Ryu is also going down the stairs with them.
Oh yeah, of course. Just go ahead and put yourselves in whatever order you may like to be.
There. Be there.
Okay. Here.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the bunching up, spilling out of the stairway effect.
Ah, right. I mean, they were prepared, but, you know, distracted.
Prepared and distracted.
Both.
It's not a guy-girl thing.
It's
Prepared and
fine.
distracted to all.
Alrighty, so you guys, in surveying the entire large room that you've now happened upon, you also see some angry-looking people in the far, oh god, southeast corner of the room.
East.
And they don't look too happy to see you. They look like they are ready to injure you heartily. Samel, you're first. What are you up to?
Please don't hurt us. And she's going to grab a pinkish-looking bottle from her hip and hold on, I just need to double check the range. Yeah, okay, I got it. And she's going to toss it right there. And they have to make dex saves against fairy fire.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's the little bottle smashes. DC 14.
Okay. So we've got the scout.
There's a reminder for Benjamin.
Benjamin, you have a reminder.
God damn it, Google Home. Not now.
So yeah, it's everything in the 20-foot radius. So
Alright.
only one bit is affected.
Alright. We will we'll just say we were doing clockwise. So this guy up top here failed his dex save. He is now fairy fired.
Yeah, he's covered in pinkish mist from her
Okay.
bottle.
He's pinky mist. That's the mist. Anything else for you, Samel? You lob a potion that way, and one of them lights up.
I thought that hurt a bit more. And she's going to quickly duck upstairs out of sight.
Okay. We'll just for reasons, we'll
Yeah.
say that the stairs are going to end like right about there in that well-drawn thing. So you guys can move up and down the stairs. Samel will consider you at the very top of where you can kind of see, so they can still see you, but just probably like the bottom half of you, unless you're running all the way back upstairs.
Just out of sight, or yeah, however you described it. Yeah, the first
Okay.
time. That sounds good.
All right. So I'll say only one of you can be completely out of sight. The rest of you will have, partial cover by the stairs, depending on what order you're in. Okay. So Samel, that brings us to Cabby. Where are you on the stairs exactly?
So Cabby was about 3 back, but I think Tobias saw what was happening and sort of paused, and Samel reacted with fairy fire. Cabby's like just sliding down past them all, sort of like coming out the bottom of the stairs, and he looks around and he sees targeting acquired, and fires at the glowing person. So Eldritch Blast fire advantage, 18 for 5. He will bonus action stone. Raven on his shoulder whips its head and throws it. Crits it for 12. And then Cabby will actually take up position like kind of here at the table. He'll put one knee on a stool, kind of lay down across the table, and take up like sighting down along his own arm towards the bandits there. And that'll be his action.
Remind me again, your raven can throw the stone from your shoulder, correct?
The raven technically has to stand up off my shoulder, throw the stone, and sit back down. But
gotcha. It doesn't have to move though.
Yes, technically it would have to move out and back one.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. All right, yeah, you heartily take care of that pink mist there. It was a person. It is no longer a person.
It is now just pink mist.
Warning. These are fragile humans. Fragile dwarves, fragile humanoids, fragile people.
All right, Cabby is done and moves off of the stairs into the room. Tobias, what are you up to?
Tobias just watches Cabby just go full like murder on this one person, and is after Samel like hucks something at him. It's like, are we not even going to try diplomacy first?
I was anticipating them surviving the first volley.
But they didn't.
You're not the only one.
So before the rest of my friends decide to turn the rest of you into pink mist, would you mind telling us what you're doing down here?
Who are you addressing? Sorry.
Any of the remaining ones alive?
All right, let me describe this. The one that got decimated into pink dust and this one down here look similar. You see, they're holding just short swords. They look to be stout, dirty, kind of piratey looking, I guess. Missing some teethers. The one behind here seems to be a little bit better dressed and has a bow pointed at you. Seems to be maybe a little more in charge than others.
Yeah. Tobias is addressing whoever
Yeah.
wants to answer.
Whoever
but
wants
his
to
hands
answer.
are his axes are on his belt loops. His hands are not on his axes.
And I'm sorry,
They're
you
just
said
kind of down by his side.
tell me who you are.
No, he's asking why they're down here. Like, what is their what are you doing here?
Okay. In a quick response, the one in front of you, directly in front of you, just kind of spits in your general direction and looks back, and the one towards the rear is just like, "We ain't gotta tell you that. What are you doing here?"
Clearing the place so it can be destroyed.
And they just kind of growl at you in response.
You realize the town has a pretty decent sized bounty for making sure this house is cleared out, right?
Clear your house out, and that's about as much conversation as can happen in 6 seconds. You doing anything else? They seem to be aggressive towards you. They aren't here. They don't seem to want to make small talk towards you. That's at least the vibe you get, is hostile.
Right.
Unless you're doing something else to charm them. Maybe they like dances. Music?
No.
Dance
No.
off.
That was what, 10 feet?
Stun them with your dancing.
15, 20,
Show a little leg.
25. Do I actually want to... If I were to vault over the tables, would that count as difficult terrain?
Vault over or land on?
Like, if I was going to basically finish my movement out?
Nah, you can do whatever you want and land on the other side of the table, that's fine. They're not that well made of tables and they're covered in debris, but you're good.
Alright. Yeah, I think Tobias is going to end up skidding across one of the tops of the tables to finish out his 30 feet of movement to end up here.
Okay.
And while he's doing so, basically, as soon as he goes over one side of the table, comes off the other, one of the hand axes comes out, and he's just going to flat out, like, aim for the neck of the one with the bow.
Okay, that's this one over here.
Yes,
Okay.
because I don't think I can draw both of my hand axes with a single free action.
No. You can, but I don't know how you'd hold that. That would be...
I got 2 hands.
Oh, I just mean like one hand grabbing both looks weird.
Yeah.
Or like dagger. No,
maybe
long
if
story short.
maybe if they were stacked up on each other, he could.
I think Cabby could help you with that later on if you want to just kind of combine them together, maybe. Anyway.
Anyhow.
Tape. All right, you're taking a swing at this one here.
Yes,
for it.
and let me turn off rage because I'm not
I mean,
going
you
to
can
burn
be.
my last. I don't want to burn my last rage right now. There's other doorways. Probably better things to get angry at. So, yeah, choppy. 15 for 5.
All right, yeah, that lands, and you see a grimace as they take a chunk from your hand axe. Anything else, sir?
That was movement action. I can't really well, I can bonus action, but not the way I want to. So,
All right.
actually, I want to punch her with my free hand as my
Okay.
bonus action.
Okay, so you've got one axe in your one hand. You want a bonus action punch her?
Yeah, bonus action punch her. So I'm just going to, yeah, unarmed.
Strength and
That's
proficiency.
+3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You're proficient
actually,
with your unarmed
so
strikes.
+5. So 1d20 plus 5. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that
And
hits.
this is going to be a d4 +3 because I have the Tavern Brawler feat.
Ooh.
For 4 damage.
Right.
And the way I like to think of it is he goes, swings, gets the axe basically into a piece of her, and then just flat palms the back of the axe head to drive it deeper.
Oh, gross. Yeah, that sounds real gross. She doesn't like that at all. All right. Ryu brings you up.
Aim for the head.
One down.
I mean, he was aiming for the neck.
One chunked.
Nice. So I tried to use my ruler, but for some reason pressing Q does not put a segment on it. Yeah. So I do have enough movement to get there, right?
What's your movement?
30, I believe.
Yeah, you can get right to where Samel's showing you, so right here.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so Ryu's gonna move there. She's gonna shillelagh her staff.
Okay.
And she's gonna try and whack him.
Alright, go for it. Alright, yeah, you just land that. You're like trying to get close enough, and you just manage to get close enough, and you give him a good whack on his head. You deal a significant blow. Anything else you're doing? He seems very disoriented by that.
Does Ryu recognize these guys as pirates, and if so, who they would belong to?
Yeah, you don't, getting closer, you recognize that they are kind of, grimy and gross and seem to have some kind of teeth rot going on, like some pirates that you have encountered before, look similar, but they don't have any kind of, like, logos or branding or flags that they're attached to their packs on the back or anything like that. You can tell that they are seafaring. You're not sure what group they belong to or what their business is, but yeah, they're gross and they smell like sea.
Their bandanas
Awesome.
are sending messages.
They're gross, they smell like sea, just like me. And that will end Ryu's turn.
Ryu the poet ends her turn. Merketta, what are you up to?
I am going to tune the glove to a different setting.
Okay.
I am
And
going
why? It
to.
worked so well.
Um,
And remind me, you're on the stairs down by Samel, like just in front of Samel?
yes.
Okay.
I think I'm at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we can. You can
Alright.
say you're towards the bottom. We'll just say it used up 5 feet of your movement.
Sure.
Okay.
I wanna focus the glove at on an object on the table. There's a bunch of shit on the table. Yeah.
Lots of shit. There's
Okay.
dirty dishes, tables, or there's dirty dishes, cups, plates.
Something that is 5 pounds or less is going to lift off the table and is going to launch in this direction.
All right, you're frisbee golfing towards the scout. Go for it.
Oh, I didn't show exactly.
And is that just lifting off of there? Like, is that your glove doing that? What is that?
Um,
Or are you moving to the table?
no, Here, let me cast the spell.
Okay.
It's catapult.
It's
Okay.
catapult.
Okay.
He puts one dinner fork on top of the other one, slams on the far side.
Okay.
All right.
I need
So,
to make it. Oh my god.
You need to have him make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry. You're going for this one. You got
So
it.
I'm launching it in a straight line from the table
Mhm.
to through this line.
Okay. And both of them make dex saves. It doesn't.
No, the first one makes a dex save. If he fails, it hits him. If he succeeds,
It
the
continues
next person
on.
in line next. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. So this guy, can he dodge out of the way after getting bludgeoned by Reed? 13. So he does dodge out of the way. Somehow. But it heads straight back towards her, and her dex save. They both somehow are used to having plates or knives or forks flying at their heads, and they are able to dodge out of the way. Your catapult. Anything else that you'd like to do? Any other movement?
I will move out to here.
Alright. And that did crash against the wall with a mighty bang. You think, darn, if they hadn't noticed it coming, that would have been insane.
The wall takes 3d8 damage.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that torch is gone too. Just, you got it real good. I don't know why they didn't show up in an initiative. I can see it, but you guys can't, I don't think.
Oh, weird.
But they are going right now. So, this guy here looks at his sad dead friend and is like, if only you could do something, but you can't. So I will. And takes a swing at Tobias, who is looking very brutish and deadly to him. Swipe. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so he took a hit from Ryu, dodged a plate, and then came up and stabbed at Tobias for 9 slashing damage. Crit. Feeling pretty darn good about himself, he looks back over towards her over here, and she's going to kind of survey her options. And, oh. This stupid map. She's not technically in melee, like, could be in melee with Tobias, I guess. She's still gonna take a shot at, she'll take a shot at Ryu, closest here.
Sorry, yes, Tobias specifically went up into melee with her.
Yeah.
I was muted for like the past 5 minutes. I do have a question after you make your attack, though.
Just a second.
If you intend to surrender, please do so clearly and obviously.
No, she's just weighing her options right now. She's actually going to stab at Tobias. tries to, she was gunning to aim at Ryu, but is like, you know what? Screw this guy. He's right next to me. I'm gonna stab at him.
So she's dropping the bow, pulling out a weapon of other sorts.
Yep, she decides against her bow, and she is going to actually make melee attacks at you with her short sword.
Ooh.
She is beefy.
Beef scout.
Nope.
But pulls that out very awkwardly, tries to get a grip on it again, and just can't.
Nope.
Can't do it. She looks longingly at her bow that is now on the ground. And we're going to bring up second round of combat. What was your question?
So, technically, rules as written, I couldn't take that unarmed attack as a bonus
Yeah, I was
action.
wondering about that, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We'll just
Okay.
we'll go forward from here. I'm guessing that come your turn again, you're probably going to grab your other hand axe anyhow.
Potentially.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to do it in the...
Yeah, transparency, honesty,
yeah,
appreciated, for sure.
transparency, fairness, yeah.
And I wasn't sure if you could either, but I didn't want to say no, and the last combat decimated you guys so bad I didn't want to do that again, but let's just wave it away. Samel, what are you
Yes?
doing all the way up there when your friends all ran down there?
Smil pokes her head back in, seeing the bloody mess of the living creature that was pink at one point. And she's gonna throw another red potion of firebolt. It's the one who just brutally stabbed into Tobias.
Okay.
And seeing that, head back upstairs.
Okay, yeah, that firebolt seems to have gone and relit the torch that Merketta kind of almost knocked off the wall there. Now the wall is a little bit on fire. But that did not hit, unfortunately. And you're skittering back up the stairs?
Yep.
Okay.
Few sparks land on Tobias' arm. Fuck.
No hair on Tobias by the end of this episode. That's the goal. Alright.
I mean, if he has to shave his facial hair off, he's going to be kind of mad about that one.
Alright. That brings up Cabby. And I am going to go off of mic for just a second, but I am listening.
Okay. So Cabby and Star are just sort of like ducking below, popping up at different spots on the table, taking their pot shots. Star's gonna throw the magic stone at the nearer person, the bearded one. 12 for 5 is probably a miss. Cabby will follow up with a Eldritch Blast. 7 is definitely a miss. And shamefacedly, Cabby will sink back down and renew his supply of stones for Star.
That poor torch is just getting brutalized.
I mean, on the good news side, the Eldritch Blast can't affect the torch.
It's
So
force.
it was just a pebble, but it can't target objects. People
But
only.
if it misses the creature...
Still people only. I mean,
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know if that's truly a rule, but
Sorry about that. Yeah, that nope, unfortunately not. The Eldritch Blast does not hit the Magic Stone. The Magic Stone actually hits. You're hitting this guy, right?
yep, hitting that guy.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't even matter that the Eldritch Blast didn't do it because this did it. That stone just maybe hit that spot that Ryu had already opened up on his head, and just falls right in
So
front
as
of
he
you,
starts to
Tobias.
fall, Cabby like fires off his Eldritch Blast, and then here, invalid target, no longer a creature.
Yeah, go ahead. You maybe you took it at this one, but it still didn't.
No.
quite hit
He that's definitely what the botch was. He tried to fire at something that was no longer a creature.
it. Gotcha. All right,
It's
cool. You did it.
Yay, me!
Yay, you and Star. All right. Anything else, Cabby?
That is it. He's just shifting between spots on the table. Like he'll pop up under one table and then pop up under the next one, just like making it hard to target him.
Okay. All right, Tobias. You have a fallen foe in front of you. What are you up to?
Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and pull the hand axe
Okay.
and give her the 1-2. 1 and 2.
And she doth given the 1-2, and how exactly did you chop her to death?
So hand reaches over, grabs the other hand axe, and they just both come down kind of in a V shape right at the base of her neck.
You got that head after all. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we are going to clear out of combat because you guys have killed all the things that you see in front of you right now. Good job. You're dropping out of combat initiative. What do you guys... oh, sorry. Dropping out of that, Tobias, as you lop the head off and it tumbles to the side, you are drawn to this doorway here. You see a large wooden doorway. Back in here. You see a sign on that door. You see a large block of wood, like a large 2x4 kind of over the doorway, blocking it from being opened, and scrawled on the front of it, hastily written in what looks to be paint or dark blood, you're not sure. It just says, "Don't open, dead inside."
Don't dead open inside.
Yes, don't dead, open inside. And you guys are out of initiative. You can move as you will.
Is everything alright down there? It got really quiet.
Alarm has been risen. We should move quickly.
Tobias is going to look down at where he got sliced by that other dude. Just go to that one's going to hurt for a while.
Sorry, Ryu asked Samel, "Hey, Samel, you got any healing stuff in that alchemist kit of yours?"
I've got a single potion use left.
Alright, I have a healing potion too. I'll go ahead and give that to Tobias.
He's just kind of fixated on the fact that his clothes are basically has a giant gash in it right now, more than anything. Gonna have to buy a new outfit.
Tobias, I have mending if you want me to try and fix that outfit of yours.
Samel kind of looks up at that. Wait, could you use that on perhaps these books that looked basically ruined?
I could try, but it's more like repairs a single break or a tear. I'm not sure if I can do that on a book, but I can try.
10 castings per page.
That sounds like it will take a while.
Merketta, I will let you know you headed over to the beds. Being on top or next to one of them, you also see that each one seems to have a small wooden locker kind of shoved underneath the beds.
I start picking locks.
Oh,
Go back to Robo
Okay, Cabby
Ben.
2.0.
I
I
think
think that's more like 0.5.
I start picking locks.
Oh.
Better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. I'll start picking locks.
All right, let's just use your thieves' tools. Start picking locks.
Samel will start picking some of them as well, since she's also proficient in thieves' tools, but she doesn't want to break it up too much.
After some serious calculations, I estimate that there are 11 beds, and we have 3 rogues. That leaves the difference of more.
Okay, both Samel and Merketta, you're popping open locks. Each one of you finds lumps of gross, kind of mottled, nasty-smelling clothing, underneath which is a pouch in each one containing 7 gold.
Ooh.
Healing
7 gold
potion
in
is
each one, or
7
we
gold
find
in each
7
one.
gold total?
Each one.
So, one.
I will definitely have enough to replace the healer's kit. later.
So 70 gold total.
Hmm?
Can we put that in the guitar tab?
Yes, I will put that in the guitar tab.
Sure.
What kind of equipment did they have on them as well? Because I'm assuming we're taking that.
This one here had a longbow discarded on the ground, and I believe a scimitar. Check. Sorry, short sword. You have one short sword and a longbow. You also have 2 scimitars from both of the pink dust and the smushed stoned one. Here.
Okay.
Cabby, coming over here, you see closer that door. You also see a door with no ominous wording, but it is closed.
Cabby will keep an ear and an eye on both doors. One per.
Okay.
Are we ready to proceed?
I'd like to just, double check around this room a little bit. Just if you could give me a moment. And Samel's just going to. There was a secret hatch to this room. Samel's just going to do a quick look around this room, looking for anything, that might be hidden or possibly something like that.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
All right, I'm gonna guide myself.
What are these pep talks that Samel gives herself?
For guidance, she takes there is a little potion that she has, and she just takes a quick sip, and it just gives her a bit of a confidence boost.
Courage in a bottle. What could it be?
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Do any of you guys see her pretty consistently? Like anytime she tries to muster up the courage to do something, you see her sipping on a little something. Oh, maybe someday an intervention, but right now, investigation. Whoa, and that's a good investigation.
If you actually think that's what it is, you can certainly believe that, but it's not.
It's definitely not anything questionable. And that's what the bottle says as you sip heartily from it and investigate the crap out of this room. You notice some hidden stuff. You notice, which I think you might be able to see here. You notice that torch there looks a bit bigger and a bit off kilter compared to the rest of the torches around the room. And if you go over towards it, you notice that the wall around it looks a little different too, and you have noticed a secret door over there.
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
over down here, you notice the same. The torch over here looks a bit off kilter, and the wall looks a bit crumbly.
I believe I've found some hidden doors. But does somebody want to open them? There's one up there, and one down over in that direction. If you on the torches, if somebody would want to try and open them, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you guys have literally 4 doors that you can tinker with. And actually, this is about our stopping point. I'm just going to ask, which door is the party going to open when we return?
So wait, instead of 2 doors, we have more doors?
One does not simply
You have
walk into
2
4
more doors. You have 2 more doors, which would equal 4 doors.
Oh.
You have 2 plus 2 doors. Well, really, I mean, this one said don't open, dead inside, so you really shouldn't go through that one.
No,
So
wait.
you
That's
have
the one we're
3
gonna open
doors.
first, let's be honest.
But
I mean,
didn't
wait a
someone
second,
read
there's also the
something
one-
earlier about something about skeletons.
Yeah. There's also the one at the top of the stairs, so this could be walking into 4 or more doors.
Jesus fuck.
I mean, if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it the whole way.
I mean, this is fair.
That's what you said before you explored upstairs.
Mhm.
And think of all the doors up there.
So many.
So many more
And
doors.
that one that
And-
just keeps escaping Tobias.
Yep, and there are still more doors to investigate.
All Alright, again, one last question. What is the party planning on investigating before we break for next week? Pick a door.
Tobias is picking that door.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
yes,
that.
please. Everybody
Okay.
choose a door. There's enough for one for each, if you'd like. That would be fine.
No, I'll stack up.
So I was just waiting in the middle of the room for everybody
Reasons.
else is going to do.
Like as Tobias is heading towards the door, Cabby's dragging the table over, flipping it down, taking position behind it. Like he takes this super serious.
Wow, Cabby, for being a cabin boy, you are awfully well adept to using your surroundings for combat. Maybe it's something you don't remember inside of you and your circuitry or something.
It's like he was custom made for war.
But he didn't. But you don't remember being in any wars. But you're just so great at this.
I mean,
The way I like to think of his Eldritch Blasts is like the tip of his finger at the first knuckle flips the wrong way, and there's just this little port there where it just shoots out of. So he's literally like doing finger gun at someone.
actually, what the creepier thing is, there is no necessary origin port. He's done it out of his palm. He's done it out of his full fist. He's done it out of his finger. And when he's getting super serious about it, he actually lays down and he put his hands under his chin and wraps his fingers around his cheeks, all cute and all. But that's actually a bipod. He opens his mouth and then shoots.
Ah.
Oh, lovely.
No.
So-
Nope.
Can
Nope.
he
Nope.
shoot a blast out of his foot by any chance?
I mean, he could. There's no reason he can't. Hang on, let me double check.
Sounds like a challenge.
A beam of crackling energy streaks towards a creature within range. I see nothing that says I have to use a finger, so...
In here, I thought you were just stealing my Mega Man idea.
No.
I still want to make that character.
It was there. You know what? I don't know if you caught any of those episodes, but I was going to introduce you full size and then shrink you down, and then we all shrank down. I was like, oh, I can introduce a Mega Man toy.
I know.
And then
everything
life-
got really
Oh, yeah.
weird with the move.
I'm excited to see what happens in this campaign as we open the north door and all dead.
Yes. All right. So you guys have picked a door. 2 of you are staying back. 1 for strategic purposes, 1 for emotional purposes, and we will see what happens next week at early o'clock Saturday morning.
Early o'clock.
Toodles. Stopping stream.
Thanks, everybody.